The bad news first, it seems like the Talon Master is indeed gone. Our old faithful lieutenant on a speeder is joining the ranks of yesteryear, and it seems that he will almost certainly no longer be an option in the new Dark Angels Codex. They did go through a list in the article today of stuff that was returning, and he pointedly wasn't mentioned, so I think it is a very clear indication that he is indeed not coming back. The good news, however, is that the Ravenwing detachment, known as the Company of Hunters, is looking awesome. And if you wanted to run a load of bikes, a load of mounted units, flyers, and other fast moving vehicles, this is definitely going to be a strong contender for how you may want to bring your Dark Angels. The detachment rule, Masters of Maneuver, grants you some blistering speed and mobility. It allows all Astartes units, so yes, that includes your vehicles, not just your mounted stuff and bikes, the ability to shoot even after they have advanced or have fallen back. So that basically means you can add up to d6 inches to all of your units and still shoot with all of your firepower, or potentially even more useful in an army like Ravenwing. If you get locked down in combat by your opponent, you can very easily, with pretty much no consequences, fall back and then still unleash a ton of firepower into the unit that was just trying to lock you down. It is very, very strong, and it really will allow you to get that board control really early. It will allow you to go after secondaries and claim objectives and still get just as much shooting done without having to sacrifice any of those things to reach those far off objectives. And to make your speed and mobility even more striking, we also got shown two of the stratagems that will be coming in the detachment, which are very well suited to either adding to your survivability or boosting your damage output. High Speed Focus returns as a battle tactic stratagem and is 1 command point and allows you to force a -1 to hit rolls on a unit of yours after an enemy has selected it as a target, whilst the more offensive Talon Strike stratagem is just a massive boost to your damage output. Again, it's just 1 command point and it allows a Ravenwing mounted unit, so that will be things like your Black Knights, your command squads, presumably Outriders as well will get that keyword 2 in this detachment, and they all gain +1 to their wound rolls. Now, crucially, this can be done in the shooting or the fight phase, so you will be able to bump things like those Plasma Talons to +1 to wound, or make it so that your Black Knight combat weapons will be wounding Marines on 2s rather than 3s, as they are strength 5 base, so it is really quite a big deal, and it is going to be great on things like a big squad of 6 Black Knights as they zip around the board. What they also mentioned, which is a really nice surprise, is that the Ravenwing champion from the Ravenwing command squad has actually gained the character keyword, and what that means is that he and the rest of the command squad can join a unit of Outriders or Black Knights. So you can, they say, have a squad of up to 9 models, all mounted on bikes, potentially getting +1 to their wound rolls and also that -1 to be hit thanks to High Speed Focus. So this is a really solid little Death Star style unit that you can put together. The current command squad can actually go up to a squad of 6. You can take 3 extra models in it. I have a feeling that option is going to be gone because they do state in the article you can have a squad of up to 9, whereas if you could still take those extra 3, that would lead to a squad size of 12. So I do think that they won't be able to take that option anymore. However, there are a few interesting things about this interaction, because some of the buffs you get in the command squad, you get the awesome melee prowess of the champion, you get the improved OC from the banner, and with the apothecary, you get the ability to return a model to the unit in each of your command phases. But if you attach this unit to, say, your Outriders, currently Outriders have the option to also include an ATV. So you could, in theory, attach this 3-man command squad to a squad of 6 Outriders that have an ATV and use your apothecary to bring back an ATV every turn. So if you remember back in the beginning of, I think it was the beginning of 9th edition, where there was the weird interaction where you could just keep rezzing your invader ATV and it was a really oppressive interaction and build, that may be coming back. It's fair to say that the article does clarify up to a squad of 9, so maybe Outriders won't be able to do that in this detachment, or there will be some limitation that allows the Apothecary to not res the ATV. But just based on the information we have here, it seems to me, unless there are some changes on the datasheet, you could bring the 3-man command squad, attach it to a 6-man squad of Outriders that have the attached ATV, which is an option, and then just use the Apothecary to res the ATV every turn, which seems really, really powerful. So I think all in all, even if you can't do that, the fact that you can attach the command squad to a squad of 6 Black Knights or 6 Outriders is going to make a really strong, really maneuverable unit. And they can of course be made even better because they also show off one of the enhancements you could take. So you could take this on your Ravenwing champion, and this is Master of Maneuver. And what this allows you to do is that the bearer and the unit he's with can start the battle in strategic reserve, and they also don't count towards your point limit for the number of units you can have in reserve. So you could potentially, with this detachment, have a huge chunk of your army set up, ready to come onto the battlefield from all angles, surround your enemy, and just unleash a torrent of high-speed, deadly firepower into them. The final little piece of news they give in this article that really does hammer home just how maneuverable and mobile and fast this detachment is going to be is that it gave us confirmation that Outriders get the battle line keyword in it. So that means you can now run a full biker and vehicle army. You can bring up to 6 squads of Outriders, which again, if they keep their maximum squad size of 6, could let you bring up to 36 Outriders in a single list. And whilst it's fair to say Outriders aren't in the best place at the moment, giving them the extra ability to be able to advance and shoot, fall back and shoot, and get them battle line, that does make them a lot better in my opinion. It really does sound like you are going to be able to control the battlefield, control the objectives with this detachment, get a load of solid secondaries to aim for, even if they are all over around the board, and still put out a really strong amount of shooting, even as your entire army is advancing every turn. So that is it for the Ravenwing, and I have to say I think this detachment seems quite cool. Obviously we still have a few extra enhancements and stratagems to be shown, but so far it's looking really fun, it's looking incredibly thematic, and I have to say from a purely scoring points and victory points side of things, it's looking quite powerful too. Like you can very well control the objective game with that much mobility in your army. So I'm calling this detachment a win for now. But as always, I'd really love to know what you think of it. Do you like the sounds of this detachment? Do you like the enhancements we've seen? Do you like the idea of Outriders being battle line? And also, probably the big question, do you think it's better than the Stormlance detachment from the main Marine Codex? Or if you were running a high-speed mounted army, would you rather go for this or for the Stormlance for the buffs that they get from the main Marine Codex? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later guys.